Hello, and very warm welcome everyone. It's Marta from Drop of Sunshine here. I hope you are all great. My friends, today a video is kind of the idea I had in my head for a very long time. I have tons of craft supplies which has been neglected, I would say at least. Too many times I failed to this trap. I've seen something I wanted to buy and then I either use it once or not even some of the things I still have in the original packaging. So this year I'm setting myself goal that I want to play with all the goodies which has been neglected, I would say so, and see if they are still sparking joy, if this is something worth keeping, or shall I pass it on, give it to someone or sell it. So I'm gonna figuring out while I'm gonna be playing with it. The whole purpose is to use what I already have and try to bring it a new life to these old supplies. This die set I'm using today, it's called Charlotte's Frame and it comes from the TONIC studio. I have it for a few years, so it's quite nice frame, but if you don't have this particular die set, go through your stash, see what else you can have. I'm sure you may have like one or two those ornamental frames. They not necessarily need to be in oval shape, that could be something else. But what I'm doing here, I'm trying to give it a new look. I've cut two frames and I'm trying to put them together so they will create a whole new frame for me. I'm making myself pencil dots just so I'll know where to put adhesive so I could bound them two together so they will become a different shape. I encourage everyone to have a look whatever you have. If you've got any fancy frame, try to experiment with them. Try to see if you could like put them, in the same direction too, or maybe like opposite, like one vertical, one horizontally, how the layers go on top of each other, and then maybe you'll be able to create a brand new shape out of it, something extra, which will help you to stretch your stash and create more, make a more out of the money you already spent on your supplies. So here you can see I've glued them together and they match up perfectly because they had a little wing on the center part. Like you can see here, I've glued them two together and this looks fabulous. I really love it. I love how this frame turned out. You can see a little bit that there's two pieces glued together, but to disguise it, I'm gonna use the embossing powder, and this is absolutely like voluntary step. You don't have to do it. It looks great without, but I do think that the embossing powder, once it will cover up this shape, it will help to look like it is one die cut piece instead of a two. So I've reached for the white embossing powder and I'm super happy because it's not only give it this nice covering for the die cut piece, it gives this additional shine and texture to my card. So it was really worth doing that. I actually put two layers of it, so you can see here I finish one and then I put another one. And very important thing, make sure you give a few seconds to cool down between adding the second layer, because if your embossing is still very hot and you will press to your embossing pad, you can leave a mark on it. You can either destroy your embossing pad or leave these fingerprints on your the piece you already cover with the embossing powder, because if it's hot it's kind of a plastic, so you can make some indents. It will be harder to melt away. Now I wanted to decorate something on the outer edge where I have this design paper. It's very old design paper. I think the company producing it, it's called RAYHER. I believe they are from Denmark. I was visiting their website, but they don't have those design paper anymore. They had lots of different plain paper and different color cardstock and other craft supplies, but I couldn't see those paper. Besides, this paper is probably like 10 years old or something. To give it that extra elegant look, I reached for the Marta Stewart Corner Punch. And this is a quite good solution. I actually forgot that for many years, even before the dies came, to such a big use in my craft room, like every day, I was relying on the punches quite often, and I had a quite I would not say large, but a decent amount of the punches, and they've been sitting in the drawer. So have a look what you have, because you may come up with some great solution to enhance your card, like what I did here. I've cut the gold color cardstock slightly larger than the design paper, and that way I have this nice border all around. And if I use the corner punch on a slightly larger piece of the gold cardstock, they come out underneath like a shadow piece. This Charlotte frame from Tonic Die, it has this nice oval to go on the inside, but I was missing something. I wanted to add the golden layer. I didn't have the oval die which would be matching, because the one I had, they were a little bit skinnier. So what I did instead, I cut one additional shape from the gold color cardstock, and as you can see here, it gives that emboss oval shape underneath. Like once the lacy frame is finished, you've got this oval embossed. And if you trace it with the scissors, it's not gonna be 100% perfect clean cut as you would do with the die, but it's good enough and it's look fabulous. And thanks to this extra step, I've managed to stretch my die set, and I have more of it. To dress up the card, I'm gonna be doing a couple of the flowers, and again I reach for a punch which I really like, and it's quick and easy. You can punch out few shapes, and I love cutting my dies and floral elements like leaves and flowers from the design paper. This is a great way to use up any scraps you have, and you already have your flowers colored, and you don't have to worry about coloring them. So that's make it the whole thing faster. I have this mold from Herflet Creation, and if you ever came across this one, this is fabulous investment. This will give this beautiful texture to all your floral die cut pieces, and because you've got different size of the flowers, that will be quite handy, and you can use it with many sets. They do have the 3D molds, like this flower molds specifically assigned to a special die cut, but the basic one, it got you covered for most of your flower dies you may have. And now I'm gonna add a couple leaves of the greenery, which I'm also cutting from the scrap pieces of the cardstock, and the happy birthday sentiment. I cut this happy birthday, I believe I've cut it like 4 times or 5 from the white cardstock and 1 layer from the gold one. And what I'm gonna do, I will add each white layer on top of another, and then I will use the gold one as a shadow piece underneath. So this way I have this beautiful thick like a chipboard style sentiment, and then this gold piece from underneath, it gives this beautiful shiny shadow and helps it to pop it out even more. And it doesn't take much time. You just use liquid adhesive and you add 1 layer on top of another. And I always like to add the adhesive on this piece which will go on the bottom, rather than turn around the front one and add the glue to the back side of it, because this way it's less chance that the glue will be covering your front piece. And now I'm adding a piece of the liquid adhesive to glue those 2 pieces together, and I love how this shadow piece gold frame is sticking out underneath, and having this corner punch, it really make it much more elegant than that would be just a corner like a straight corner on its own. If I would redo this card, I would probably use the corner punch just to round up the card edges back again, but I quite like it. It's just a thought I had when I was putting this video together. For this oval frame, I glue them both together, the gold piece to the this design paper, and then I'm adding teeny tiny bit of the foam tape just to enhance it and raise it up a little more, giving it a little bit more texture to this card. The card is very flat. It will still go nice to the envelope. It's just something sometimes worth to do a little piece of the foam tape here and there just to help some elements pop out. This sentiment, it's really chunky, so it's looking gorgeous, and then I have those 3 little flowers to go to fill up the composition. I put, because I have lots of gold on this card, I use some gold half pearls just to accent the flowers, and I think it's just looking beautiful. And then couple of those pastel leaves which I die cut from the design paper, and you will see there's a little pattern on them, and I think it's just looking cute. I'm shaping the leaves so they will be looking a little bit more dimensional, and then I am sticking them here and there just to fill up my composition. I hope you enjoyed this card. Let me know. Please write yes in the comment if you would like to see more of this card where I'm using older supplies, and if you have any requests, if you would like to see inspiration for the things you already have, let me know the name of the dies or stamps, something you would like to see. I'll have a look in my stash, and maybe if I have it or I find something similar, I'll be able to provide you with some inspiration for your crafty goodies. Thank you so very much everyone who's been watching my videos and who's been clicking the like button and sharing. That's really helped me out to grow my channel, so I am forever thankful for that. I hope you enjoy it, and of course if you create any cards inspired by my tutorials, please share them on our Facebook group called Drop of Inspiration. Thank you once again. I am wishing you all a fabulous day. Stay blessed, and bye bye.